Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the corner. Welcome to your latest Chelsea news. It's all about Liam Rosenior at the moment. Every bit of news that's floating about in regards to Chelsea is in relation to Liam Rosenior. Obviously, there's a position that needs to be filled. We don't have Enzo Maresca anymore. Looks like this position, the managerial empty position of the manager, is not going to be filled before the Manchester City game. We already know what's his name? Chris McFarlane? I think that's his name. I don't even remember, man. Under 21's coach. Looks like him and his backroom staff will guide us for the Manchester City game. I mean, look, how much is he going to guide us? I think some of the leaders of the team will most likely drive the team and most likely still have the similar setup as Enzo Maresca. Now, nonetheless, look, Liam Rosenior seems like he might have had his last game for Strasbourg post-match. He made a press conference speech, which almost felt like a farewell. But I want to touch base on something interesting because it feels like he's not really ready to take this job. So I want to talk about that, but also I want to talk about how the fan base is so divided. It is probably the most divided I've ever seen for a very, very long time. There are certain parts of the fan base that's saying, I'm Liam Rosenior out from day one. There's certain parts of the fan base that's saying, look, what's his fault? I mean, what's he done? He's not done anything. It's the ownership. Some fans are ready to boo from the get-go as soon as Liam Rosenior arrives. Some fans are saying, look, I'm going to back the team, but I don't back the ownership. So I want to talk about all of that. What's right? What's wrong? Is there a right or wrong at all? So quite a few things to go through. Like always, let me know how you feel about all of this in the comment section. Smash up the like button. Hype as well. Make sure you hype right about now. It really helps with the algorithm and the growth of the channel if you enjoy the channel. Now, let's get on with the act. Liam Rosenior post-match Strasbourg, seems like it's his final game. It was a match between Nice versus Strasbourg. Ended up being 1-1. I believe Nice, they're 13th in the Ligue 1 at the moment. So this is what Liam Rosenior said at the end, post the match finishing. Liam Rosenior seems to give a farewell to Strasbourg. It's a very beautiful city with very beautiful people, a great club. I liked everything. It's interesting how he's using past tense. I liked everything. The players were amazing. Again, past tense. I really want the best for this club. I don't know if this is my last game in life. We don't know. So he's putting it out there. Like he knows that people are aware of the speculation. He's not stupid to that. So he's just preempting that, look, it might be the last time that I'm here. We don't know. I do want to show a tweet from Florian Plettenberg. Let me see if I can just bring that up. Because it's interesting. Because, look, I feel no doubt that Liam Rosenior is going to be the next manager, but there could still be a possibility that it could fall. It could collapse. This deal could collapse. Let me just bring this up because it was interesting what Florian Plettenberg had to say. But then again, how much does Florian Plettenberg really know about Premier League football? But let's have a look. And this guy tweets a lot. Let's have a quick look because it was on. Here we go. Let's have a look at this. Understand talks between Liam Rosenior and Chelsea are progressing well and are advanced. If nothing extraordinary happens, the 41-year-old will become the new head coach of Chelsea. However, it's not done yet. The proposed deal could still fall through. There you go. Contract with RC Strasbourg, valid until 2028. So look, it's still, I mean, I think it's the top favorite, but it's still not done and dusted. There are some rumors that apparently there was some emergency meeting that was held once again earlier on today, UK time, internally within Chelsea. And the news that's circulating around, and there's no proper source that's talked about this. Indy Kyler basically has said this, and I don't know how much we want to trust Indy Kyler. But IndyCar, that account has said that there is a divide internally within Chelsea hierarchy whether they want Liam Rosenior or not. So, look, when you have indecision within your own camp, it feels strange. The truth of the matter is, for Liam Rosenior, this job has come too early. It's arrived way too early in his career. He needed to go from Strasbourg to maybe someone like Crystal Palace, keep developing and honing on his skills, and eventually enough fall into Chelsea Football Club. This role, which is a huge role, one of the biggest clubs in world football, it's come way too early for Liam Rosenior at the moment. And check this out. This is the other factor. We're going to get into the fan side of things very, very soon, but I think it's quite interesting what Max had to say. As you guys all know, PYS, his real name is Max. And this is what he had to say. There's something extremely weird with Rosenior's media behavior over the last few days. It's almost as if he has no choice if he joins Chelsea or not. He said, it's out of my control. How is it? And what will be, will be. Not exactly the sign of someone who wants to join Chelsea. And it's very true. And I've been thinking about this for the past probably 12 hours or so since all of this has started to materialize and all of these comments have been coming forward, is that I almost feel like Liam Rosenior deep within understands he's not ready for this job. I think he's someone who is very confident about his skill set. He knows he can be a top manager one day, but it feels like he's quite content to be at Strasbourg. He's still got a care of duty at Strasbourg. Strasbourg this season vying for Champions League positions. Strasbourg in the Conference League, I think top of the table. It almost feels like for Liam Rosenior, he didn't want to get this disrupted midway through. He wanted to finish this season off, wanted to see where he can, what he can achieve with Strasbourg. He could have potentially got some silverware. And he wanted to continue with developing the players that Strasbourg has. So it's like Baghdad Iqbali has got a gun on our man's head, and it's almost to say, either you take up the job or you're fired. And Rosenior is at a position where he's like, well, I don't want to get fired. I enjoy being at Strasbourg, but you're kind of forcing me to take up the Chelsea job, which I don't feel like I'm ready for it at the moment. But what other choice do I have? And it's crazy because our football club, our owners, they probably come to the realization that no manager out there wants the job. No manager wants the job. Glasner has ruled himself out. I think Roberto De Zerbi as well probably doesn't want it at the moment. Few other names that were floating about, they don't want the job as yet. And our owners, they're in a massive predicament. Obviously Enzo Maresca's left and we're in a huge mess at the moment and there's no one to replace him. And then this is probably why the owners have got a gun on Liam Rosenior's head at the moment to come and join Chelsea Football Club, which the entire thing is a mess, man. The entire structure, the entire organization, everything about Chelsea Football Club just sucks at the moment. But I feel like Liam Rosenior will end up taking the job, maybe reluctantly, maybe not, who knows. But I personally feel he's not completely convinced about this situation. Now, let's talk about how the fan base is feeling about this before we go to the last bit of the news that's in relation to Liam Rosenior. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the fan base is divided, very much divided. Now, I'm not going to be one of these police, fan police fans, or whatever you call them, right? I'm not going to be policing the fans, basically. You do whatever you feel that is right for you to do, however you feel. There's no need to go out there and say, we need to boo Liam Rosenior. We need to ensure we are Liam Rosenior out from the get-go. What fault does he have? To me, it almost feels like he probably doesn't even want the job at the moment because he realizes he's not ready. Even if he ends up taking the job, what's his fault? Some parts of the fan base is saying that, look, I'm going to back him. Whoever ends up being Chelsea manager, I always end up backing them. And that's fair enough as well. But some are looking at that and saying, oh, you're backing Clear Lake Capital then. If you're backing Liam Rosenior, you're backing Clear Lake Capital. Look, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, you do you. Don't police others. Whatever makes you feel comfortable is the right thing to do. Me personally, I know very well this ownership is effed. This ownership needs to go. They need to sell up. Yes, you can almost say, I'm Bluco out, unless they change some of their attitude, some of their behaviorism, mannerism, their philosophy, their project. But unless and until they do that, and they look like they won't do that, there is no other stance besides Bluco out. Because they're not here to win. They're here to improve the value of Chelsea Football Club down the track and perhaps sell up, double up on their investment on what they've purchased it for and all the other costs that they've had. So I understand the ownership is a mess, but I also understand that this is my football club. Come match day against Manchester City, I am going to be cheering for my team to succeed. I don't care. I want my team to win. I want my players to do well. And whoever the manager is, I want them to do well. But I also know the end goal with this ownership is always going to finish in sadness, in a tantrum. But I'm able to separate the two. I know they both go hand in hand. You have to be, manager out. You have to be players out in order to get these lot going. But I feel like what problems have they created? What problems have the manager created or the players created? They've not done anything. They're simply just following orders or accepting what's put forward to them, and that's pretty much it. But you do you. If you want to boo Liam Rosenior, if you want to be Liam Rosenior out from the get-go, and if you feel that is how you need to express your feelings, that's fair enough. That's fair. I'm not here to judge whether that is the right approach or whether that is the wrong approach. I'm simply not here to do that, because each to their own, however they feel. Journalist Julian Lawrence on Rosenior. He works at Strasbourg, a similar structure. You are a yes man. You do your job. You work with what you're given. There's not much input from you on who or what positions you'd like to strengthen. Chelsea is so unique, who in the world has 5 sporting directors. He's right, though. I mean, Julian Lawrence, absolutely right. He's hit the nail on the head perfectly. It seems like too many cooks. And this is why the problem is persisting at the moment. It feels like internally people are unable to agree whether they want to bring in Liam Rosenior or not at Chelsea Football Club. And the fact that Rosenior is even being thought about, it's quite ludicrous, man. Like, who is putting forward all of these ideas? How he's even a candidate? Because he's not ready. He is not ready. But I've got nothing against Liam Rosenior. If he ends up being a Chelsea manager, I'm going to wish him the best, and I'm going to hope that he does well, because that's how I feel I want to carry myself as a Chelsea fan. But this whole situation is a mess. Everyone involved at Chelsea Football Club is clueless. Absolutely clueless. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we spoke about. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time. Take care. See ya. Bye.